Hello there, Mr. Sutton here, bringing you the Algebra 2 4-3 Part 1 homework solutions on long polynomial division. To divide these polynomials together, we're going to set it up in our little house sort of format. So we've got x squared plus x minus 17 on the inside, and our divisor x minus 4 on the outside. And no placeholder zeros were needed. All of the different exponent spots were accounted for. All right, so our first step, we're doing x into x squared. X squared divided by x is x, which we're going to put in the x to the first column here. And then we'll multiply that back by our divisor. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Let's go ahead and subtract x squared minus 4x from our dividend. The x squareds are canceling. We have x minus negative 4x, so we're actually doing x plus 4x, which gives us 5x. Let's bring down the next term now, negative 17. X goes into 5x 5 times, which we'll put up here above the constants column. 5 times x gives us 5x, and then we have 5 times negative 4, that's negative 20. Subtract that. 5x's cancel. We have negative 17 plus 20, because we're subtracting a negative. That's going to be a 3. So our answer then, we're going to have the x plus 5 for the quotient, plus we're going to have a 3 over x minus 4 for the remainder. We're going to go ahead and divide these polynomials together. Now when we do this and set up our little house sort of format, we're going to have to remember a placeholder 0. We have an x squared minus 1. There's a missing x to the first power in here, so my divisor needs a 0x. So I've got the dividend x cubed plus x squared plus x plus 2 inside, and we have x squared plus 0x minus 1 outside. Now that we've got that set up, let's divide lead term into lead term. So x squared into x cubed. X cubed divided by x squared is x. We're going to put that over in the x to the first power column here. And then let's multiply that back out. So we have x times x squared is x cubed. X times 0 is just 0, so we have a 0x squared, I guess, if you really need to write something there. And then we have x times negative 1, that's negative x. Let's subtract these trinomials. The x cubeds are going to cancel. We have x squared minus 0, which is x squared. And we have x minus negative x, that's really x plus x, giving us 2x. Let's bring down our last term of plus 2. We're doing x squared into x squared now, and that's going to go exactly once. We're going to put that plus 1 in here in the constant column. Multiplying that back out, we just have the divisor, x squared plus 0x minus 1, nothing changing there. Now we're going to subtract those to get our remainder. X squareds are canceling. 2x minus 0 is 2x, and 2 minus negative 1, that's 2 plus 1, which gives us 3. All right, so we've got the quotient of x plus 1, plus we have our remainder of 2x plus 3 over the divisor, x squared minus 1. For this problem, we're going to divide these polynomials together, and this is kind of interesting because they have the same degree, so we're probably just going to get a constant plus some remainder as an answer. So let's see here. We have 8x cubed minus 3x plus 1 going inside the little house. And we need a placeholder 0 for the missing x squared term. So that's going to be a 0x squared in there. And then we have this whole thing. This is a huge divisor going outside here. So now let's do lead term into lead term. How many times does 4x cubed go into 8x cubed? That's exactly twice. We're going to put that 2 here in the constant column, so this is going to be an actually much faster problem than it looked like at first. Multiplying that back out, we have 8x cubed, and then we're going to get 2x squared minus 4x, and then 2 times negative 3 is giving me negative 6. Let's subtract all of that to get our remainder. The x cubeds cancel. 0 minus 2x squared is going to be a negative 2x squared. Negative 3 minus negative 4x, that's really negative 3 plus 4x, which is plus 1x. And then we have 1 minus negative 6, so 1 plus 6 giving me 7. So we have a quotient of just 2 and a huge remainder of negative 2x squared plus x plus 7, all over this divisor, 4x cubed plus x squared minus 2x minus 3. What a remainder there. For this long division problem, let's sort things into the house and outside the house sort of setup. Now when we do this, we've got 5x to the fourth minus 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus 0x to the first. We have to do a placeholder 0 for that missing linear term. So that's the one addition I'm going to make when I put it in this format. And then the divisor, we've got x squared plus 2x minus 4. No placeholder zeros needed there. Okay, so we've got lead term x squared into the other lead term, 5x to the fourth. 5x to the fourth divided by x squared is going to be 5x squared, which I'll put in my squared column here. Multiplying that by my divisor, 5x squared times x squared is 5x to the fourth, which is as expected. 5x squared times 2x gives us 10x to the third. And then 5x squared times negative 4 is negative 20x squared. Subtracting that trinomial, the 5x to the fourths cancel. We have negative 2x cubed minus 10x cubed, so that's negative 12x cubed. Next up, negative 7x squared minus negative, so plus 20x squared. That'll be 13x squared. And then let's bring down our next term, which is just a 0x. All right, lead term into lead term, x squared into negative 12x cubed. That's going to be negative 12x to the first, which goes in our first power column. Multiplying that back out, we've got negative 12x cubed, and then negative 12x times 2x is negative 24x squared. Negative 12x times negative 4 is a plus 48x. Let's subtract all that. Negative 12x cubeds are gone. We have 13 plus 24x to the second, so that's going to be 37x squared. And then 0 minus 48x is negative 48x. Let's bring down our last term of negative 39. X squared into 37x squared, that's 37 times, so plus 37 over here. Multiplying it back out, we have 37x squared, and then 37 times 2x, that's going to be 74x. 37 times negative 4, well, 30 times 4 is going to be 120. 7 times 4 is 28, so that's going to be negative 148. So let's subtract that now to get our remainder. 37x squareds are gone. We have negative 48x minus a 74x, so that's going to be a negative 122x, I believe. Yep. And then negative 39 minus negative, so plus 148. So let's see, 148 minus 39, that would be 109, so plus 109. So when the dust settles on this one, we have a quotient of 5x squared minus 12x plus 37, that's part of our answer, plus we have this remainder of negative 122x plus 109 over the divisor x squared plus 2x minus 4.